Good morning, folks. Another day, another dollar. Today is Monday, and these are the top 5 things I'll be watching today in financial markets. Kicking things off at number 1, Chinese shares plunged in overnight action with the Shanghai Composite tumbling almost 8% after being closed for the last 10 days due to the Lunar New Year holiday. It was the worst one-day sell-off since August 2015, and it erased almost $400 billion from the benchmark's market value. However, with that being said, it really wasn't as bad as feared. Over the weekend, market chatter was whether we'd see a 10% drop in Chinese equities. So the fact that that didn't happen really saw sentiment pick up a bit. Overnight, there were also measures introduced by China's central bank, which were viewed by the market as supportive. They injected fresh liquidity as well as cut interest rates. So overall, an interesting night, action-packed, jam-filled in Asia with really, it could have been a lot worse. The final message, we did see the coronavirus death toll mount, continues to rise with the confirmed cases as well. So keep your eyes and ears for any updates on that as the session progresses. On to number 2. In contrast to the overnight action in China, markets on Wall Street look set to rebound from their worst day in months on Friday. The Dow dropped more than 600 points to end the week last on Friday, and their Dow futures are now pointing to gains of about 100 points. Gains look fleeting, however. I wouldn't be exactly banking on these pre-market moves. Really, sentiment remains shaky and fragile as long as coronavirus, the narrative remains. As such, will the market sentiment remain fickle. On to number 3. It's another big week for earnings. The earnings season reaches its halfway point on Wall Street. Google parent Alphabet kicks things off when it reports its latest results after today's closing bell. We'll be looking specifically for growth rates at the company's advertising unit. Online ads are a big source of revenue for the company, and they've been slowing down recently. In addition, any updates from the company regarding its Google Cloud business will also be in focus. And finally, it'll be interesting to hear if the company sheds any light on the antitrust suits that it has to deal with, and whether it puts aside increased capital for fines and spending and so forth that could affect the stock in after hours. On to number 4 on the earnings calendar, on the economic calendar. Today's ISM manufacturing PMI will be in focus. It should reveal the health of the manufacturing sector in the wake of the Phase 1 U.S.-China trade deal. However, a lot has happened since with the coronavirus outbreak affecting global supply chains. So it looks like there's more pain in store for the global manufacturing sector. And finally, number 5, investors will also pay close attention to the results for the Democratic Party's Iowa caucus later this evening. Basically, voters in Iowa get to vote who the Democratic Party's nominee for the 2020 presidential election would be. Markets, the race looks too close to call at the moment. However, betting markets are giving the nod to Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders. A Bernie Sanders victory could be viewed as negative for the stock market, as many of his policies involve raising taxes on the rich, raising taxes on corporations. He's also advocating for canceling all student debt by implementing a tax on Wall Street. So a Sanders victory could spook markets out. Be on the lookout for those results after today's closing bell. That's it for me. May the trading guys be with you. Have a good day, everybody.